morning, good afternoon. I am smiling from ear to ear, and I think you all know why. God is so good. We did it. We sent 133 bundles of love to the children and families of the Appalachian Mountains in western North Carolina. Welcome to Miss C's cottage, the home of the Somebunny, and now the Somebody. I'm Miss C, and I am what I am, and that's all what I am. And we're all just what we are until God uses us. And He has used all of you in a mighty way. Whether you played a part in making or paying or praying, all three of those are vital to what we were able to accomplish. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. We couldn't have done it without God. And He knew the desires of our hearts. And He took us from 30 to 45 children to 75 to up over 100 children to bless, and 12 families to bless, with the hope that they are not forgotten, that somebody loves them. I'm just so proud of all of you. My heart is just so full of love for each and every one of you. Kimmer, I want to show you this. And today I'm going to show you something else. This is my granny square in green. This is my granny square in green, my washcloth, dishcloth, and this. This is something I want to show everybody how to do today. I went to lunch with Jenny Hanks a couple Mondays ago, and she showed me this, and it's so simple, and it's a marvelous idea, whether you do it as a oven hot pad, if you do it on your table to set a hot bowl on, or whether you do it out of scrubby material to scrub your dishes with. It is so simple, and it's just back and forth. It's just like, I'll show you. But I wanted to show Kim how this came out, because I think it came out really pretty. And I went, yesterday, I went to Hobby Lobby down in Ocala. Mr. Elmo took me out for a celebratory lunch yesterday because our job is complete. And so he took me out to celebrate. We went down to one of the places that I like in Ocala. I think you all know I used to live in Ocala, and there's a Greek restaurant there called Lackey's. And she used to have it right closer to downtown. And my Tom and I would go there all the time. They had strombolis, and they had pizza, and they had all kinds of stuff, but they had Greek food, and it was good. And since I had been to Greece and knew good Greek food, I knew that was a good Greek restaurant. So we went there. And so I had shared that, my missing that, when I moved up here into Mr. Elmo's home. And so one day he took me down there, and we had gyros, and he enjoyed it. So that's where he took me yesterday. And while I was there, I said, let's, if we can, stop at Hobby Lobby. Well, of course we can, because Mr. Elmo's a shopper. He'll stop anywhere to shop. It doesn't matter what the name is on the store. He'll go in and look around. And I was able to get another scrubby. And this one has in it the green. And it just so happened that when I pulled out of the center of this, what pulled out was green and white. And when I finished it, the very next color was yellow. So I didn't have to use the yellow. I just used the green and white, which is why it's the size that it is. But I also was able, I went looking for red to finish up my red one. And they were out of that color, of course. They were out of red and they were out of green because it's close to Christmas and I probably should have known better. But I did get this one, which is the Crafter's Secret, and it is a dark red. And I thought, well, if all else fails, I'll just make another dishcloth to wash my dishes with, and out of this one. And then I found this one, and so I thought, well, I'll make it. You can make 2 dishcloths out of this, and I'll make the towel out of this one. So that's my red. No, I've forgotten. Keep going. I've forgotten what the red one was, but I have them written in my book here. The red jasmine stitch, which I have no clue what a jasmine stitch is, but it's going to be this. Whatever it is, it's going to be that. And I also have, excuse me, I have a bit of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. Maybe. I have a bit of this from the other one, and it's got kind of a red in it, but it's not really a red, and we'll see how this works out. Maybe I won't make a scrubby for that one, because I haven't made a scrubby for most of them. Okay, let's see who's here. Kelly and Samantha. We're praying for you, Samantha, and I think you gave me your cold over the internet, so thank you for that. And there's Pebble and Dawn P. Hello, you beautiful person, you. Dawn P has the most serene demeanor. She just, I don't know that anything frazzles her. I love her for that. And when I start to feel anxious and I know I'm going to get frazzled, her face comes to mind and calms me down. I think I told you that sometimes inside I feel like oatmeal bubbling up in the pan, and I just can feel myself. And then I think of Dawn P, and the burner goes off and everything calms down to where it's supposed to be. Hello, Denisha Blyther and Marsha Lee. And Gloria's here. And Benita McAlexander, my enigma. I love you, girl. And there's Margaret. Thank you, Margaret, for coming by the cottage. And Nana, did you bring her with you? And there's my baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the peninsula in Virginia. And Jeanette Egan. Going backwards up here. Mia! Good morning, Mia. Glad you and the girls came in today. And Joanne, nice to see you in the cottage this morning. I hope you left your shoes outside and all your worries and troubles. I know there's a lot of anxiety at Christmas time. Leave all that outside. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you for the towel thing. I've got pink one going here. This was a hot pink, I think half double. And that's what I made the scrubby for. And this scrubby, I think I did 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 48, 48, 48, 42, 36, 30, 24. you know, and then just stitched it together. Where I cinched it up, I stitched it together so it does not come apart. But that's that one. But it needs a button, and I need to put the tags in. But that's another one. I sent a bunch of these up to the mountain. I put them in that uh, in the where did I put them in? Put them in the first box. I put them in the first box. And Maisie's here, and Margaret, and Kelly, and Joanne, and Samantha, and Kim, and Mary. Mary sent us 18. And I did not get to show you hers because I opened up the box and they were so tightly packed in there. I actually was fearful of taking, there were 2 bags in there, and I was fearful of taking them out for fear I would never get them back into the box safely. So let's see what we have here. Last ones. Let's see, where are they? I downloaded them to my pictures, so let's see where they are. Hmm. Let's see if I can turn this way, if it'll make them a little bit bigger. Yes. These are some of Mary's bunnies that she sent. Aren't they awesome? Look at this one. I don't know what yarn that is, but that is awesome. Okay, that's that. Okay. I loved them all. Each one was so different, and each one was so full of love. It was incredible. And I apologize for. Oh, I used to sneeze inside, and somebody told me I was killing brain cells when I did that because I just go, and that would be my sneeze. And they told me that, and I thought, I can't afford to lose any more brain cells. So I better just let the sneeze out. And so now I think Mr. Elmo can hear it in the office when I sneeze in my room. Oh, Sandra's here, and Jennifer, and Jacqueline Marley. Hello, sweetheart, and Barbara Riggles Baker, and Jazzy. Is Jazzy with you today? Oh, Tammy, thank you. I haven't even checked my phone except just just now for pictures. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom and see. There's Sally Stevens. Hello, Sally. And Sally has a grandson, Bentley, who's down in here in Florida. Wait, don't thoughts of me don't relax you. Are you kidding me, Kim? You keep me up at night. No, they don't. I tend to get sluggish and like a snail, and I just kind of move along. If I had three toes, I'd be a sloth. Um, but when I watch you, Kimmer, it's like I am humping and jumping and getting stuff done. And look, this morning, you have no idea what this is it? Do you? This is actually, now I can prove it. This is actually going to be a well, of course I can't find it because I probably dropped it on the floor or something. Anyway, it's going to be a dachshund. And that's why the body's so long. It's going to be, hey, it's a work in progress. Oh, shoot. What else do I have to show you? Something I just saw on the floor here. Okay, one of the kitchen sets that Kim Fortune is doing was the waffle stitch. Waffle stitch. I knew if I saw that stitch in the kitchen, I would try and eat it because that's just the way I am. So I am making a baby blanket out of that waffle stitch. And I think it's coming out pretty good. It's really a fun stitch to do. There's not a whole lot to it. You you do your double crochet 3, and then you do a front post and 2 regulars and a front post and 2 regulars and a front post, and then when you come back the other way where you've done the 2 regulars, you do 2 front posts and 1 regular, 2 front posts and 1 regular, and that makes it look like a waffle. Pretty cool. I'm loving this blanket. I really am. Oh, Dolly, I'm so glad you're here, sweetheart. I'm so glad you're feeling better. It's taken you a long time to stop living in your grief and to start grieving and then getting up and living again. That's a big difference, and you've accomplished that. And I'm proud of you for that. And I'm sure glad you're here at the cottage today. And there's Rose and Maisie and Michelle D. Hello, sweetheart. And Lydia. I'm so glad you're here this morning, Lydia. I'll bet. I'll bet you are, Susan. And there's my body girl. And Flower Tammy. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Jazzy said hi back. All right, Jazzy. And Zoila's here, and Jax is skirting in. Jax, do you know what this group of people did? Whom I love, whom loves me? They made 122 Somebunnies and sent them to me. And Kim Fortune from Fortune Knit made 12 Somebodies on her Addie. She cranked them out on her Addie and wrote stories up for each one of them, gave them a name and a birthday and a story, and then gave the legend of the somebody, how it came up out of the Hudson River Valley, and to give the people hope. And we boxed them all up and sent 11 boxes up to the people in Western North Carolina to give to the children for Christmas, and to give to 12 families who have lost all hope and don't know that they're not forgotten. And we wanted them to know that they are not forgotten and that they do have hope and courage. And Kim's stories express that so well that I asked the pastor up there to please give them to those to 12 families in the mountain area that had lost all hope, lost everything and lost hope, so that they would have those to hold on to because they're so precious. Anyway, Moses basket batting. Okay. Oh no, is she ready for the bean to come? Oh my. Um, Jax's daughter is pregnant and had an unfortunate event and lost it, and now she is again, and she's kept the bean so far, so everybody is so excited, and she just says bean a bean arrival is starting, so I can't wait to hear about that. There's Trish sending her love to everybody here and to Jax, I know, because she and Jax are pretty close. I think it's Samantha's fault. She's given us all winter cold. Oh, Maisie, are you making them too? I think I like them. I wrapped up, I think 5 or 6 of them. I wrapped up a dish towel and a dishcloth. I did not have any scrubbies made at the time, so I didn't send dish towels, but I did go to the Dollar Tree, and they had $1.25. They had a nice size bottle of foaming hand soap, so I stuck that in there in the bags and sent those up too in that first bag. Giraffes. No, it's not a giraffe. It might look like one. This is a yarn that nobody wanted on Christy's live, and I said if nobody wants it, I'll take it. So I am making for Christy Crochet Creations by Christy. She has a dachshunds, so I'm making her a dachshund, and I'm going to send her yarn back to her in dachshund form. Bowling pin was a good one. Yeah, you know what? She and her husband just opened up a new shop. They have the bowling store at the bowling alley where they sell the pins and balls and all that kind of stuff. And they've just opened up a second area. So I guess her husband's working kind of long hours. But Jaxie, I love you too. Bowling pin. Okay, let me get down to the bottom again. Oh, Bonnie's ranting and raving again. Bonnie, it's close to Christmas. Cool off. Buttons free. Oh, look who's here. It's Jerry, Mr. Yarndoll. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? I have missed you and Dolly. So I'm glad you're back on the road again. And Zapman's here. And Kimmy from the Crochet Cabin in the frozen tundra of the north. Everybody says hello to everybody. And there's my Granny D. Pitbull. Kelly. Let me see what I have in my magic little Edwards Menagerie dog book. I have a bull terrier, Staffordshire bull terrier, a Scottish terrier, all kinds of terriers here. hug. Let's see if we can find a pit bull. Pit, 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 pit. Well, they do. They give a Rottweiler, and the head of a Rottweiler is similar to a pit bull, isn't it? You're working on the Jasmine now? I don't know what that stitch is. So I'm going to have to wait till you post that one, sweetheart. You're right, Bonnie. It's easy and it looks good and it's not hard to do. It's like, you know how I love instant gratification. I don't know if it's so much of a yarn eater, Kelly, because it's just double crochets. You're not crocheting today. I don't blame you, Samantha. You need both hands for those tissues. Demi says, happy Sunday, Miss C, and all in the chat. Well, happy Sunday back to you. I do already know, Bonnie. I hold you in my heart. I already know you love me, and you know how much I love you. All of you. The bunny blanket pattern. I got a couple of them, Susan. You Gmail me and let me know which one you want, or if you want all three of them, and I will attach them and send them to you, okay? Yeah. Zach, go to the Dollar Tree and get you some Christmas bags and a package of tissue paper. Stuff it in there, stuff the tissue paper in there, and hand them out. You don't have to wrap them. That's what I do. Making up gift bags. You know what? I'm not doing a whole lot. Miss C's Cottage at gmail.com. Thank you, Bonnie. That's it. Cricket! I haven't seen you here, and there's Carrie. Carrie, jet one in. She's Carrie. And then there's Carrie the Yarny Elephant. She's K-E-R-I. This one's K-A-R-I, Carrie. I love them both. Samantha, I did not get a chance to drive to North Carolina. I wanted so desperately, but I realized that I am no longer able to ride in a car or drive a car that long, and it would have been, without potty breaks, it probably would have been at least 8 or 9 hours to drive up there. And I wasn't sure about the roads in North Carolina or for sure where I was going. I wasn't sure where I would be able to stay when I got there. I would not have had to go up alone. Angela, my angel in the frozen stone, said she would ride up with me. So I knew I wouldn't, get stuck on the side of the road somewhere in the frozen tundra. But I can't, if I sat that long, I wouldn't be able to get out of the car when I got there. There are things I'm not able to do anymore, and that drive would have been one of them. So I talked it over with God, and I said, here's what I want to do. And he said, okay, sounds good, but here's what you're going to do. And so I said, okay, sounds good. So we mailed them, 11 boxes. And God's hand was in every single box. I mailed them Thursday. The first box wound up there Friday. The other 10 boxes showed up Saturday. On the slips that I got said will be delivered by Monday the 23rd. That's tomorrow. And they're already there. Saturday's the day that they were going to go out and hand out the Christmas presents on the 21st. So they all got there in time. God just orchestrated the whole thing, and it worked. He can do things far beyond my wildest dreams. He's amazing. My God is amazing. KK, I love you, girl. You know, when KK goes on and she does her thing, I just get so, I don't know what to put in the chat. And all I ever come up with is, I love you too. And she always writes back, we love you too. And that's enough, because I think she knows all of it behind it. And I know all of it behind it on her end. And that's enough. Okay, let's see who else is here. Oh my goodness. A queen size. I don't do things that big. There's Frizz. Hello, Frizz. Frizzy also sent. How many did you send, Frizz? She boxed up some somebodies that she did on her Addie and sent them. I don't know how many she sent. There's CC Angel. She sent. Okay, I think I've got everyone. Trini and Sister Susie, 1432. Is your hoarder daughter? Well, I would say call the church in Denton and see what they need. And while I'm thinking of it, if you have anything to send to the Bethel Wesleyan Church, they have a post office box. We can't send it to the church because the the mail that's gone to the church, that UPS gets sent back, because UPS will deliver to the post office, but then the post office charges them to deliver it to the church, which is, I think, absolutely ridiculous, but that's the way they work. And so they have a post office box that you need to, and I amended that address on my community tab. So if you're going to send, please check the community tab for the new post office box. And here's the God part. One of the women in their church works for UPS and saw those boxes come in and pulled them aside and took them to the church. God moves in a mysterious way, His wonders to perform. He plants His footsteps in the waves and rides above the storm. Do you guys know that one? Amazing. Maisie, you did an amazing job. And Maisie's daughter. Now, I'm not sure if it's Mary and Maisie is her daughter, or if Maisie is Mary. I don't know, but she and her daughter made those 18 bunnies, and she, um, Mary made them, and her daughter helped her put them together. Yes, please make sure she pays you for what your time is worth. Pit bulls, chomp, 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 I say. They always have all the. My son has Rottweilers. I'm missing something here. They have all the Brendas. I wondered what that was. The Jasmine is a little bit detailed. Okay. Did we really know what was going to be made from these stitches, Kim, when we started giving out stitches? Because um, my opinion is that some of the stitches are not suited for a dish towel or a washcloth or hot pad. Some would be are suited for different things, and there would have been different stitches that were better suited to that particular project. I don't remember if we knew what we were making with those stitches when we yelled out the colors and the stitches. Yeah, I think Lydia, she gave me hers. Oh, what are we talking about, Granny D? Maybe I can tell you. Susie, Kelly has a dog. She wants to make a pit bull, but I don't have a pattern in my book for a pit bull, but I do have a pattern for a Rottweiler. And I said the heads are similar, aren't they? And I think that's what this conversation is about. Your Roddy weighed 120 pounds. Yeah, my son has three of them. Thank you, KK. There's Rose. Just don't cheat yourself, because sometimes, Maisie, it gets to be more of a chore than a blessing to do. Sanita, I love that girl. I've been missing her. My God's an awesome God. You're right. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, joy, and love. My God is an awesome God. Leslie, you are never late. You are right on time. Something above my head blocking the camera. Okay, well that's probably my tissue box. That better? You don't need to see my head anyway. That's the way I am, Kelly. I make it and give it all away. Me, I'm here, Frizz. You didn't send any yet? Oh no, I know who it was. It was Jackie. Jackie that does the cranking on the Addy. She doesn't call it that though. What does she call it? Knitting. I don't know what she calls it. I was thinking of Jackie. Yes, you're right. You're right. Sherry Knowles. Eileen, I couldn't have missed you. I love you. Okay, I'm going to the bottom now. Working on another bunny. Angela, thank you so much for all the bunnies that you've made and given to friends. I'm working on Granny Boo's favorite shawl. Now, I don't know who Granny Boo's is, but it doesn't sound good. Oh, yes, they've all arrived, and they probably by now have been given out, or this weekend are being given out. Oh, I saw a truck yesterday that had a Great Dane's head sticking out the back window. It took up the whole window. We're out to lunch, Miss C. Well, Len, you have a great lunch. I got to have a euro yesterday, or a euro. Um, Jeanette finished 12 snow people for the cancer children. Awesome, Jeanette. We went down to Ocala yesterday and stopped at a favorite restaurant of mine and had some Greek food yesterday. It was pretty good. So you enjoy yours. That's right. Post Office Box 268, Dana, North Carolina. Thank you. Thank you, Zoila. I don't know how you can do all those things. Um, Taking care of your mom and taking care of all that stuff. Barbara Clark, Bonnie, Zoila, Maisie, Sherry, Zoila, Zach, Pebbles. Great Danes are they don't live very long though. My daughter called me and she said, "Mom, I want to know how you make Russian tea cakes." So I got out the cookbook and I read her the recipe. She said, "The girls are coming over with Basilio, that's her grandson. We're going to make Christmas cookies on Saturday." And it just took me right back to Tampa where I set 4 bowls on the table and 4 wooden spoons. And in the middle was a sack of sugar and a sack of flour and the baking powder and the baking soda and the salt and the Crisco and the butter. And okay, what do you want to make? What do you want to make? What do you want to make? And what do you want to make? And everybody got to make their own Christmas cookie. Granny Boo is my nickname for Granny D. Oh, okay. Not booze, boo. Okay. Darn autocorrect. Oh, okay. Oh, Tammy, I love you so much. You know that. You know how much I love you. And you are a blessing to me. I think service dogs are, I think they're important. You want the recipe? All it is a half a cup of butter and no, a cup of butter. It's 2 sticks, 2 sticks of butter, a half a cup of powdered sugar, and a pinch of salt. And you mix that all together. You whip it, and then you add 2 cups of flour and something else. Vanilla. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. And you mix that all together and you chill it. And then you roll it into little balls and you put it on parchment paper and you bake it. Oh, you put in walnuts too. Crunched up walnuts. 3/4 of a cup of walnuts. And then you chill it. Then you roll it into balls, put it on parchment paper, bake it at 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes, just until the dough is set, but not browned. You don't want them to brown. And then you take them out. You set them on the cooling rack. You make up the next ones, put those in the oven. By the time that's done, you come back to the first ones have cooled just slightly, and you roll them in powdered sugar. And then put them back on the cooling rack. And when they're all cool, then you roll them in powdered sugar the second time. And that's how easy it is. There's my angel. And hello, Margie. Hello, Regina Provenzano. Hello, everybody. Bonnie, you can do that. Yeah. Or water. A little spritz of water will do it too, because they don't like that. Oh, they are good. They are good. They're good with tea. They are. They have a lot of different Russian tea cakes, and they're called Mexican wedding cakes, and they've got a lot of different names. And I think you can use almonds in them or pecans in them, as well as walnuts, whatever you prefer. You know, it's versatile. Cup of peanut butter, a cup of sugar, and 1 egg. Ooh, that sounds quick and easy. That's right. You just pick the can up and the cat's gone. I love cabbage rolls. Pebbles, I think that's the difference between a cat and a dog. A dog will do anything so that you'll pet it and love it, you know, and they'll sit there and they'll wait for you until you're ready to pet it. A cat is like, "Meow, meow. Can't you hear me? I'm hungry. I'm hungry." Well, the heck with you. And they walk away. And it's like, I don't care whether you like me or not. I'm hungry. But since you're not going to feed me, I'm going to go take a nap. I miss my dog. Ooh, Hershey Kisses. You know what I like to do is to make my Scottish shortbread recipe and roll those into a ball about a walnut size and put a thumbprint in it and then put a little bit of raspberry jam in it and bake them like thumbprint cookies, only make them out of the shortbread dough. Right. Okay, Janet, you sent me an email. Somebody did. I heard something come through earlier. Let's see what's here. Open up the magic box. And what do we have? Oops, I gotta hold it this way because that's where the out my door. 10. Wow. Okay, Susan, I have your request for the blankets. And Janet. Jeanette. Oh, oh my gosh, these guys are cute. Is there another one? How cute. Pretty awesome. Alrighty then. Okay, Carrie, we're going to I'm going to show you how to make one of these, only I'm going to do it bigger. I just wanted to see if it worked, and it did, so I'm going to make it bigger because I don't think this is a big enough scrubby, but it might be for me, but it may not be for you. But you could make a hot pad out of this, or you could make a scrubby out of it. You could make anything out of it if you want to. So if you want to, grab a hook. This is a 4.5. I'm just going to use this scrubby yarn because it's right here. No, I'm not going to use the scrubby yarn because I want to show you how it works. So I will use this Premier Home Cotton. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah, she is, isn't she, Tammy? Carrie, I'll see you later. I want to see the rest of that book. All right, we're going to make a slip knot and we're going to chain. I'm probably going to chain. That one was only 13, so I'm probably going to chain 20. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's long enough, 20. Kelly, you know what? If you want a really fun, quick recipe for fudge, go over to Len's house. Len, the crafty cranker, he made peanut butter fudge last week. And all he did was take some vanilla frosting out of the can and peanut butter and mix it together. I, I don't know how many ingredients were there because I don't remember. I've slept since then. But he put it in the microwave and cooked it in the microwave for a while, and it was done. And it was, well, I don't know if it was good or not because I didn't get to taste it, but it looked good. But it was really, really easy. So you want a scrubby? Sherry made and loved it. Could use it no more. Sherry, how do you do your scrubbies? Or is that how you make your peanut butter fudge? Is with Oh, is it? Okay. See, that's what I get for not reading. Is a can of frosting and peanut butter. You don't like the scrubbies, and don't ever use the scrubbies on your face. Well, I will tell you this. I do. I do use these scrubbies on my face because it's the Scrubology cotton. These are 100% cotton. and they are very soft. Pebbles is up north in New England. She's in the frozen tundra of the north. Okay, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to skip the first chain, and I'm going to put a single crochet in each side of the chain that I made. I'm going to go down one side all the way to the end. I guess I can hold this up and show you. You guys know how to make a chain and how to crochet in one side of it. So I've got 20, and I'll wind up, I think, with 19 when I get done. You can do 21 if you like the even numbers. It really doesn't matter anyway. This one, it really doesn't matter anyway. I'm just going to put a single crochet in each side of the back bump in the chain part, all the way down the top. Mimi, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. I love it when you come in the cottage. I always look for your smiling face. And I miss you when you're not here. You add something to the room. Today it is only 58, and it's warmed up because it was only, I think 40 something this morning. You got a leg on your hook now, Regina? Okay. When you get to this last stitch at the very end, I want you to put in three single crochets in that very last stitch. Leanie, do one in the regular so that you get the hang of it, because it's just so simple. But it's just this first chain that's that has any difference in it. After you put 3 in that very last chain, then you just single crochet back up the other side until you get to the end. And I'm just tucking my end in as I go because it's going to be in the center of my scrubby pad. I'm just going to do a single crochet in the other side of that beginning chain all the way back to the end, which is actually the beginning. If that's not confusing, I don't know what is. This is kind of a mystery crochet along, isn't it? I know Dawn P's got her hook going. I love that girl. I would kidnap her for a daughter if I could, but I don't suppose her family would like that. And I know that Sharon and Dawn Aaron wouldn't like it. I would share her, though. Okay, when you get down to the very last stitch, you're going to put 3 single crochets in that last stitch. And that, my friends, is the magic trick. It's those 3 crochets that make the shape. Okay, when you're finished with that, and you've got those three single crochets in that last stitch, we're just going to come over here and just start again. You don't have to slip stitch and chain 1 and then single crochet in it. We're just going to crochet in the round. You go down each stitch, each of the three around and all the way back. And you just keep going and going and going. And we've done 20 chains, so we should probably go, I don't know how that works, 10 rows, 15 rows. We'll see how it works out, huh? We'll know when it happens, because I'll show you the magic trick when we get right in the middle of it. Speaking of magic tricks, no complaining allowed here. You can state facts, but no complaining. They're not allowed in here. Nothing untoward. When we got back from Ocala last night, Mr. Elmo had brought his Christmas gifts for his two boys. So we drove up the road that comes up from Ocala to our house. One of the three roads goes through Gainesville, where his boys live. So we took that one home and stopped off at his younger son's house, gave him his Christmas present. We went to where his older son works, and he wasn't there. So we went to his house, and he wasn't there either. So we weren't sure where he might be. And Mr. Elmo said, I'm not chasing him all over town. I'm just coming home. So don't forget to crochet one single crochet in each of those three on the end. And you can see that it's starting to cup. See how that cups around the thumb? We want to push that so that your outside is on the outside, because it's going to get like a little skinny bowl. It's supposed to do this, okay? So anyway, we wound up driving back here to the home, and we just got inside, got our jackets hung up. I got into the cottage and put my purse away and my yarn that I had bought at Hobby Lobby. And there was a knock at the front door, because Margaret's gone home for Christmas, so there's just Mr. Elmo and I here, and no one's expected. So anyway, I went to the door to see. He was up in the back, and I went to the door to see, and it was his older son brought us Christmas presents. And I said, we were just at your house looking for you. And he said, you were? I said, yeah, we wanted to bring you your Christmas present. And he said, well, that's why I'm here. I brought your Christmas present. And I said, you brought me a Christmas present? I like his son. His son is just the nicest man. I call him a boy, but he's not. He's a man, but he's just the nicest fella. One in each of the three at the other end. Just one in each. You're just going to do one in each all the way around and around and around and around. So I said, well, thank you. We didn't put a tree up this year, so I'm just going to leave it here. And he said, well, I would really appreciate it if you'd open it right now. And I'm like, you want me to open it? Because you know me, I'm like Kim Fortune. I got a gift. I got to open it. And he said, yes. So I said, okay. This is what he gave me. Look at this shirt. Like and subscribe. Don't forget. I knew Bonnie would love it. I said, are you kidding me? You had this shirt made for me? And he said, yes, I did. I gave him the biggest old hug. He's probably about 6'4", and he's lumberjack kind of guy. He's not fat because he walks to work and back every day. He lives about 1.5 miles from his work site. and he walks every day, so he's healthy, he's fit, he's just a nice sized guy, and boy does he give good hugs. I said, just what did Scarlett? Oh, the Minions, Scarlett. What was Scarlett? What was her name? Somebody tell me. Somebody knows. You like the new shirt? I love it. What it exactly, Sherry? For him to go to that extent to have the shirt made for me, that's like awesome. Okay, in the Minions movie where she wants to steal the Queen's crown. What is Scarlett's name? All I can think of is Scarlett Johansson, and that's not her. Oh, Kelly, I love you so much, sweetheart. I wish we lived closer. Well, you guys, my family's all from Decatur County, with the courthouse or the tree growing out of the courthouse. So you don't know what Scarlett's name is? And her husband's name is Herb. Come on, guys. You got to help me here. She was, they went to Eviltron or something like that, and she had this jewel, and she said, whoever takes the jewel away from me gets to be my bodyguard. And the minions went up and exchanged the jewel for a teddy bear, and so they got to be her bodyguards. Scarlett. Mm. Anyway, she gets whatever it is she's wanting, and she says, best gift ever. And that's how I feel like with this shirt. Best gift ever. There's a lot of love went into this, a lot of thought, a lot of love, and I love it. He tries to take his dad out maybe once a week or um, once every other week. Maybe they go out to lunch, and it's really nice because guys need to talk to their dads, and it's really nice when the guys and their dads are talking. Some people don't talk to their parents, but I think his boys are realizing that if they don't start talking to their dad and find out what's going on, they're going to miss out. He's going to be 80 next year, so time is of the essence for us. Like I said, I got more yarn than I got time left, so I got to do it up. Scarlet Overkill. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's who Scarlet Overkill, and she says, all I could think of was Johansson. I couldn't think of Scarlet Overkill. She says, best gift ever. Okay, do you see how this is starting to look like a little canoe? I can canoe. All right, keep going on it. Do not fret. We're not there yet. This will be nice to have a hot pad to go with this one, because I think I'll use this for a oven hot pad. And I'll tell you why. I think I did share last week, I have some sheets, some flannel sheets. My Tom and I had a waterbed, and it was a king size waterbed. And after he passed, and I sold my house and moved up here, I couldn't bring the waterbed up here. I didn't have room in my room for it. So, but I couldn't part with the sheets. And they're still in my closet. And so it's like, this is ridiculous. I should use them, or I should give them or throw them. Well, they're pretty thin now. So I thought I will cut them into squares and put them inside these pot holders for added protection from heat. And that's what I'm going to do. And that way I always have my Tom with me, and but I'm not intruding in pushing him into anybody else's life. He's just mine. Okay, 3 around the end and up the other side. How are we doing? Is anybody doing with me? Bonnie, I don't know anything about Branson. Will you tell us about it? Uh-oh, what did my pebbles do? Wow, Kelly, that is a good price. You never watched the Minion movies? Oh, Leanie, I never thought of that. I could make a Somebunny for me, couldn't I? And have it forever. I'll have to try that. I do have an Olfa mat and an Olfa cutter, and I have the Olfa ruler also, so I could cut them into strips. I think they do bias tape that way if you make your own for quilting. You cut it on the bias and then fold it in half and fold the raw edges to the center and make bias strip for your quilt edging. Okay, I think I'm up high enough. Don P, if you're still here with me, you probably know what's already happening here, but I will show everyone when I get back down here to the other end. I've got the sides up 4 or 5 rows now. Yes, that's true. I'd always have them with me, wouldn't I? I love my waterbed. I really did. I could just lay there, and in 3 minutes I was gone. It didn't even take 3 minutes some nights. It just it holds you like a cocoon. I don't know. It's just really nice. Okay, here we go. I have this canoe, this little boat, and what is happening is on these ends, the higher you do them, the more they're going to fall in. And become the front portion of your hot pad. So as you continue, this will get wider and this will get narrower, and you're going to wind up with a square. And when these come together, when these are wide enough and this is narrow enough, this will come together, and you just stitch that. This end is my 3, and there's 3 on this end. You can see the center line, and I've just stitched around and around and around. And then when they come together, you just stitch them together. And you've got a nice hot pad. Before you stitch them together, you can put some layers of fabric in here to thicken them up. Okay, I'm going to continue to work on mine. Really? Oh, I'll bet. I think everybody liked the waterbed. I'll tell you a funny story. My uh, my mom and dad lived in Fort Lauderdale, which is down near Miami in Florida, in southern Florida. And they were getting a bad storm. So my dad put my mom in the car and they drove up to our house. And that time we lived in Ocala. So we were in the center of the state, north central Florida, but in the center, we were an hour from the Gulf and an hour from the Atlantic. So pretty safe place to be with a hurricane coming across southern Florida. Well, my father was older, and driving that, I think it took them about 5 hours to drive. And like I told you, when you get older, there are things that you can no longer do. There are things that you can still do that you pay for later. And my dad was pretty tired when he got there. So I said, well, just go in and lay down on the waterbed. Well, he went in and curled up on that waterbed, pulled a blanket over him, and went to sleep. When he woke up, he told my mom, we're getting a waterbed. When they got back to Fort Lauderdale, my dad went out and bought a waterbed. He said it was the best sleep he'd ever had. Now, I'm thinking it was because he was so tired, but part of it, I think, is because the waterbed just, it contours to your body. Not everybody can sleep on them because bad backs or bad hips or whatever. But my dad just fell in love with my waterbed and went home and bought one. My mother never did like it. And actually, she talked him out of buying the full bladder like I had, because I just had a frame and a bladder. And you just filled up the pillow until it got as soft or hard as you wanted it. And the one that they wound up getting had baffles in it, so it would um, water would go in and water would go in and go in and go in until it filled up all the baffles. And then as you rolled, it would move in the baffles, and so it wasn't quite the same. You didn't have as much rolling movement as you did in mine. And I think Daddy was okay with it. Mother never really liked it at all, but she brought it from Florida with her when she came up to Ohio to stay with my sister. So I guess it was okay. Yeah, I did too, Pebbles. Just, hey, Jess, how are you doing? I got some Baileys the other day, Sherry. I don't have it often, but every once in a while I'll have a cup of coffee in the evening and I'll put a little Bailey's in it, or I'll just have Bailey's over ice. I like the taste of Bailey's. I don't drink much at all, and I don't care for wine, but I will have a Bailey's once in a while. It probably one bottle lasts me all year because I don't do it often. The first time I ever had Bailey's was in an Irish pub in Ireland. And like I said, I didn't drink. I don't drink much at all. And all of the teacher leaders had gone downstairs. It was after 10 o'clock, and the kids were all in their room. So the teacher leaders all met downstairs with the bus driver and the delegation manager. And when I got there, they were all having something to drink. The three that came with me came from Pennsylvania, I think, and they were a team. I just had a small group. I think I had 10 or 12 in my group that year, but they had enough to have three teacher leaders with their group. So they had gone to the Guinness Brewery. We had gone to the Guinness Brewery to see how Guinness was made, and the teacher leaders actually we stayed with the one of the master brewers, one of Guinness's master brewers. We stayed at their house during our homestay while we were there, and that was pretty fun. So when we got to Dublin, and we went down to this pub, those three had a pint of Guinness, and I'm like, I'm not a beer drinker. I don't like the taste of beer. I don't care who makes it. I don't care what country it comes from. I don't care whether they serve it to you in a bottle or a glass or out of a pitcher or right straight from the tap. I do not care for the taste of beer. So I said, I wouldn't know what to order. I said, no, I'm not going to have anything to drink. I wouldn't know what to order. And the delegation manager said, here, try this. And so she gave me her glass of Bailey's, and I took a sip of it. And well, Bailey's is like chocolate coffee. It's I don't know. It was good. And I said, wow, that's good. What is that? And she said, it's Bailey's. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I guess I could have a Bailey's. So I went to get the waiter, and she said, no, I'll buy the first one. I guess she had bought the first round for everybody before I got there. And so I had my first Bailey's in an Irish pub in Ireland. It was pretty good. Cranberry and apple, straight up, no rocks. So strong. How was Hannah? Did you have fun the other day when Hannah came? Dee, Kahlua tastes like. Yes, Kahlua. It's a coffee liqueur. My mother-in-law, Tom's mother used to put Kahlua over her ice cream. She'd put a little shot of Kahlua over the top of a scoop of ice cream and eat it that way, or she'd use Frangelica. Bailey's is kind of like Kahlua. It's a coffee taste. Peach nectarine. Now I do like blackberry brandy. I have not had it probably since my 30s, but I do like the taste of a blackberry brandy. It is pretty strong, and you just sip it. You just get a tiny little glass, and you just sip it. And I find that to be very good. No, you don't wish you could drink. It's not that important. Oh, Lindsay's here. Okay, she is up from Florida. How nice. Is she here for Christmas? Butterscotch schnapps is good too. Ooh, I don't know what Tia Maria is. I know who Tia is, and I love her. rum chata. I don't know anything about that. Peppermint schnapps. And butterscotch schnapps. Mr. Elmo has an extensive pantry full of liquor. It's funny because he seldom drinks. Now, he will take a drink on the 4th of July because that's his father's birthday, the 4th of July. So he'll have a scotch as a toast to his dad. Your grandmother's from Dublin. How cool is that? Well, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot, and I don't drink often. I'll put it that way. Leave on the 26th to go skiing. Oh, how fun! So Hannah and Lindsay will be able to see each other. That's nice. That's nice, and I'm sure Buck will appreciate too having family there at Christmas. I'm not taking any medication that would conflict with alcohol. It's just that um, it's not a good thing in my family, and so I don't want to test to see whether it would be a problem for me or not. I always have been very cautious to have one, two at the most, and that's it. How are we doing for time? We're doing good for time. Okay, let's see. You're going to get halfway up with this, and because that's all the higher you need to go is half, because on the other end, guess what? You got the other half. Be right back. Mom's calling. You go take care of your mother as long as you've got her, sweetheart. Uh, is Rita here? Rita Linha? I don't wonder how her mother's doing. She was so chuffed the other day. She said her mom was speaking and kicking. And she just had a big smile on her face. She was so happy, praising God because her mother is getting better. You know, when your parent has a stroke, you just don't know. All right, I'm going to open this up and see how we're doing. Here's one corner and here's the other corner. So you can see we're getting close, and you can tell how big this scrubby's going to be. So it looks like we've got maybe two more rows, three more rows before we close it up. You're only on row 3. Oh, well, it's okay. Used to love sweet and sours. I don't know what that is. Kimberly Ridway, welcome, welcome, welcome to the cottage. I did not see your face come in, and I apologize for not welcoming you in. But I'm so glad that you did come and spend some of your Sunday with me. You drive carefully to work. I don't know what part of the country you're in, but I know it's cold and snowy out there in some parts, so you drive carefully. And thanks for stopping in. Oh, I have done lemon drop shots with my daughter. Oh gosh, that's probably 15. No, it's more than that. It's probably maybe 20 years ago. 20 years ago when I lived down in that area. Pena, hello, hello. You live in New Jersey. Okay. Well, it's cold up there, isn't it, Kimberly? I'm so glad that you came all the way to the cottage today to visit. I hope you'll come back. I'm on at noon Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays and Fridays and Sundays. But if you work, you might not be able to catch me. But if you do, please stop in. Always leave your shoes and all of your worries at the door because they're not allowed in. You come in, you grab a seat. I got cold drinks. I got hot drinks. Somebody usually brings something to snack on. And you just put your feet up, soak up the love, work on a project if you've got one or not. And it's all good. And we're fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine. I think Kim's going to make a shirt that says that. Or maybe she's got one. I've forgotten now. I've slept since then and walked through some doorways. If you don't know Kim Fortune, you need to go check out her channel. She is hilarious. And she's got a thing on her community tab, which for members only, isn't it? Okay. She's got herself sleeping in a bed with visions of sugar plums dancing in her head, only they're not sugar plums. They're balls of sugar and cream. Sugar and cream cotton. They're balls of sugar and cream. That girl is so stinking creative. I can't stand it. Just when I think I know everything in the world, Kim comes up with something else. Oh, and she used some I think merino wool this morning or yesterday and made them. She made an owl and on her Addie, and he is so cute. He's got this little yellow beak, kind of orangey yellow beak, and this hair sticking. It's so cute. You just never know what she's going to come up with next. She is so talented, I tell you. And just when I think I'm going to get a rest, here's Kim. Wait, look, I got a new idea. She never sits still. She stayed up with Russ last night until, I don't know, 4 o'clock and no, midnight, somehow late. Went to bed, woke up at 4:30 this morning and got up. When I wake up at 4:30, I go up, I skip to the loo, I go back to bed, roll over, and go right back to sleep. Not Kim. She got up and started on Hootie the owl. He's so cute. She's got these new eyes that are black, but they have color around them. And she picked out some gold ones and put in Hootie's face. It's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. He is so cute. You need to go over and take a look at him. Got up and showered and started the day. Well, I showered today too, but not until after I had 2 cups of coffee. And each one of my coffee cups holds 4 regular cups according to the coffee pot. But you know, Mr. Coffee doesn't measure right. So there's no way I could drink 8 cups of coffee in the morning. Okay. Heidi! You can use buttons, Heidi? Now I'm having trouble finding 14 millimeter. I can find 15 and 12, but I'm having trouble finding the 14 millimeter. Okay, I think I'm at the point where I can stitch mine together. So I'm just going to single crochet mine together in the back loops. See, this is what we started out with. It's a chain, 3 in the end, chain back the other side, 3 in this end. And then we just started single crocheting around and around and around and around and around until we get halfway up. That's about halfway. If we did this that's about a square. So you go about halfway, and then you open this up and you pinch this 3 stitches, and you pinch these 3 stitches, and you bring them together, and you'll see that this has gotten longer and this has gotten shorter, and we are ready to stitch it together to make us a scrubby. Now, I'm going to tell you this was 20 stitches. I think if you want to make a hot pad out of it or an oven mitt out of it, you're going to have to go 30, 35, maybe 35, 36 stitches in your this way in your beginning chain to make it large enough. But think of the things you could do with this. You could stick a bar of soap in there and close it up and use this for bathing in the shower. You could do anything you want. Or you could put eyes on this and a nose. And you'd have a very nice friend to stay with you all day and all night. Oh, I have been awake way too long. Way too long. Way too long. Kim, there's a new idea for you. Keep going with this, because as you made it longer, it would make a sleeve. You know what I'm saying? This would make this would make a sleeve that would go around your arm. And then you could have a frog or Ollie or whatever. No, no, I'm not. I'm ridiculous. That's what it is. Ridiculous. It's just that 3-year-old brain of mine. It's never come out of the classroom. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, I'm going to close mine up and back loop and the back loop or the front loop of that side. Now I'm going to fold it this way so I can catch the back loops easier. Or you guess you could stitch it up if you wanted to. You know, one of these things, you can do it pretty much whatever way you want to. I think it might be just easier to stitch it up. Let me clip this off. And we'll try it. We'll just try it this way, okay? I'll get my needle and pinch that thread, and then open my fingers up just enough to get that thread through the needle and grab it, and got it. Okay. I'm going to go through this so that I've got this stitch. And then I'm going to pick up the back of this one and the front of this one. And how did I think you pick up 2, and then you come back and you pick up these 2, and then you come and you pick up that one and a new one, and then you come and pick up this one and a new one. And it's a mattress stitch. Is that how you do the mattress stitch? This one and this one. And 2 on this side. And 2 on this side. And 2 on this side. I don't know, guys. I'm just going to stitch it up, and that's the way it will be. You know, I'm not a perfectionist. I am a make-do kind of person. Being a child of parents from the 20s, when you made do with whatever you had because you didn't have anything else, and you made it work. And if you didn't have it, you had to find something else that would work, or else you didn't do it or get it or whatever. So I learned to make stuff out of nothing growing up. And it's worked well for me this whole time. Lost to crochet. Tina. I think really, to be fair, Bonnie, I think you do have to be careful about what yarn you use for scrubbies, because when I went to get this scrubby yarn, they had 3 different types. Actually, they had 4 different types of scrubby yarn. They had something that looked more like a roll of netting. Now, I'm not putting netting on my face, but romper stompers. Yes, 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 I did, Kim. Where you poke the holes in them and then you tie your cording or rope through it and made yourself 1 coffee can taller. Is that what you mean? Yeah, my sister and I did that. My sister and I also, when they were painting the house, we climbed up the ladders and we stood on the scaffolding between the 2 ladders and we put on 1-quart milk box on our feet and we pretended we were ballerinas, and my mother about had a heart attack. This is Scrubology cotton. There's 3 kinds. One looked like a thread with some pokey things out like eyelash yarn, and I did not care for that. And then they had a different kind that looked more like when you buy the copper scrub pads, how the copper is a thick tube. It was more like a tubing that you crochet with, and I didn't want that either. So this is 100% cotton, and I have used this and made a pad out of cotton and made a second pad out of this and then crocheted the 2 together. And then from here, where they come together, I've crocheted a piece maybe about 2 inches wide all the way around to the other side where they join, so that I can use it this way as a scrubby, or I can flip the handle over this way and put my hand in and use this as, to wash. And I have that in my bathroom, and it's probably about the size of my phone, but it's got that handle on the back, so you can flip it over and use the scrubby or use the cotton. And I do like that one because I have really flaky legs. I mean, the skin on my legs are flaky. They're pretty flaky too. I'm so bow-legged because I weighed 12. Well, no, let's see. I weighed 8 pounds 12 ounces when I was born. I started walking early, and boy, that weight just kind of bowed those little chubby legs right out. Nope, I haven't seen Jen Jen. Have you seen her? I think there's a kitchen scrubby kind, and I think there's a bath kind. And I think you have to be careful which ones you want, because you don't want to look like you got sunburned, and all of your skin got sucked off whilst you were sleeping or something, you know. All right, I'm going to hide this a couple times back and forth. I like to go back and forth about 3 times with this, because I think, and I don't go between the stitches, I go in the yarn when I do this, so that the fibers on this cotton will catch on the fibers on the piece, and then I'm going to stick it like right in the middle and come up, so that when I pull it all through and I clip it off, um, it's all hidden up in here. Okay. Now I've got a nice little pad. This is not scrubby. This is just cotton. This is just Premier Home cotton, 100% cotton. But still, it makes a nice face scrubby, or I'll probably use this for a face scrubby. But this was 20 stitches on my initial chain. So if you want to, and this one was 12 on the initial. So if you wanted to do one for a hot pad, or for your table, or for your oven mitt, you'd probably want to do 35, I think, 35 stitches. Or you could make it bigger, whatever you want to make. But just remember, whatever your initial whatever your initial start out is, you're going to have to go up half of that, so that when you fold it over, it'll meet in the middle and stitch. But I thought that was pretty cool, and Ginny Hanks showed me how to do that while we were having lunch at there's a Mexican restaurant up in Lake City. I don't know if Jenny's even here now. Yeah, you probably could do a pot holder done with 30 or 35. It depends on what size you want. You don't put them in the dryer? I think Kim Fortune puts hers in the dishwasher, top shelf of the dishwasher. That's okay, Joanne. This is just like open house on Sunday from noon to 2. And whenever you're here, you're here. And whenever you're not, you're not. And that's okay. And you're always welcome back. And the water's still cold and the coffee's still hot. So that's something new for today, huh? Yeah, she puts them in the dishwasher. Kim, how are you doing on yours, sweetheart? Did you get it done? Alka-Seltzer Plus works really well. I do see that. Yeah, Sherry, we were kids. Kids nowadays, here's how they play. No imagination at all. None whatsoever. None. Well, actually, I'm glad you stopped in, Tammy, because I loved having you here. You're on row 4. Well, what have you been doing? You were on row 3 half an hour ago. Get with it, girl. I told everybody you can't sit still. So she's a mess. I love her. I love her so much. Okay, let's see. My kids are 40 and 22 and they played outside. Yep. Pebbles, you know what? My mom whistled and it was, but piercingly loud. And when we heard that whistle, we knew we had about 10 seconds to head for home. But we lived on Warren Point, so it wasn't really big, and we weren't allowed to go across the highway. And there were, I think, maybe 10 families on our side. And I played with Paula Kubitz, which was she was halfway up, and Donna Manor. Donna was be, uh, Donna was between my sister Dorothy and I. Dorothy and I were 2 years apart, and Donna was right in the middle. And then Donna had a sister, Judy, that was a couple years younger. And Paula was a year younger than me. There wasn't anybody on my side that was as old as I was, but I'd go down to Paula's. No, there were no excuses. If she had to whistle twice, my dad was out there with her, and you did not want that. And my dad was not mean ever. I don't think he ever spanked me. But boy, he gave you that look, and you knew. You did not sass my mother. You did not say to her, "What?" You did not, because my dad gave you that look. When he gave you that look, you knew. I don't know what I knew. I just knew I didn't want it to happen, whatever it was. My dad only whistled for us once, and I think that was maybe when my mom was in the hospital. I don't know. Yeah, we'd play outside till dark, catch lightning bugs. Oh, I think it's in the other room. Darn, double darn. Why is stuff that I want always upstairs in the other room? I do not know. I have the cutest little bag, and it has lightning bugs all over it. Okay, guys, this is 21, 22. Today's 22. Wednesday's Christmas. My next scheduled one is Wednesday Christmas. And do you want me to come on Christmas? Or do you guys want to spend Christmas with your real families? You'll be there, lady? Okay, Christmas Day is Wednesday. And then Friday is the 27th. I don't know if I'll be here Friday or not. And then the last Sunday of the month is the 29th, and that starts my new, I think it starts out my new 20 hours. So I will be here on the 29th. I just don't know about Friday. If you guys want me here Wednesday, I'll do this. See, a lot of people are going to be at their families during that time. So Yolanda will be here. All right. Sister Susie says, Tracy Swan says, come in on. He's on the kitchen tile in your shorts and not touching the wall for however old you were. Oh, is that a punishment? Denisha, I would ask, my kids would ask me, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? And I'd say, wooden spoons. I'm out of wooden spoons. And they're like, no, 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 because all my wooden spoons got broken over their backsides. And I would make them buy their own punishment for the next year. Okay, guys, I will be here. I will be here Christmas Day. I'm not sure about Friday yet, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, I think there's 5 people who will be here, and I will be here for you 5. If there's more, that's awesome. If not, it's okay, because I would much rather you be with your your biological family if you can, or friends, co-workers, whatever, in your real world, than to be here in the YouTube world with me. I'm going to be here for a while, so and you can always catch me on the replay. All right, Leanie, I will see you. I will see you Christmas then. I love all of you. I will not see you before Christmas. So have a good Christmas. Whether you spend it with family or you spend it here with me, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May he bless you. May he make his face shine upon you and give you peace, the peace that passes all understanding. And may he help you remember the reason for Christmas Day is not Santa Claus and presents. It's the gift of his son who came knowing that he would die on the cross for our sins, shed his blood, the sacrificial lamb, for us to wash away all of our sins so that we might come directly to the Father and sit in his lap and say, hey, Papa, I'm having a bad day. Remember that. And when you see that star up in the sky, know that that's God's love shining down on you. And I love you all, and I will see you Wednesday. Don't forget, somebody loves you.